welcome to this Urban Tango recap video. So this is for our classes on the 31st of October and the 27th of October, might be the 28th.
Yeah.
28th. So we're going to start off with the Thursday class because this was the final week of our 6-week beginner course. So next week our Thursday class just resorts to being a normal class. And we were looking at Milonga. So we cover a lot of content when we teach Milonga. So if you've been to other Milonga classes, there's probably a lot more in this, but there's a good basis of what you want. So we started off with a basic box. So instead of a balanceo in Milonga, we tend to lift the feet a bit, so we tend to more march on the spot. And then we're going to take a back step on the right, side to the left, outside walk with the right leg, twitching our chest towards the follower, forward on the left, side, close. So this is our basic box, which we can speed up, so we can do it all at double time, which means we tend to come up onto the balls of the feet and take even smaller steps. Or we can add in traspy rhythms, or syncopated rhythms, where we pause and we can go quicker parts. So you don't need dodgy clapping exercises to teach this. You can just do it with your feet and moving and actually teach as part of the dance rather than wasting time in the class, which allows us to teach more. What we can also do is, instead of just doing one side step, we can do multiple side steps in either direction, and we can make these go around in circles. We can also add in rock steps from this outside step, we can rock forwards and backwards, we can take it lower, we can come back up, and we technically even rock off the other foot as well. We can play around with the idea also in these rock steps of doing little decorations where we flick the foot inside, front and behind, and we get little combinations there as well. We can also do almost rebound, so from this rock step out we can go to the side, or we can add trapsy steps where we rebound to the side and back, so we partially transfer the weight, and again we can come outside. We also talked about the idea of taking normal tango steps like ochos and making them smaller. So if we've got the forward ocho, there's much smaller steps and smaller pivots, and the leader tends to move backwards while doing this, and the same for back ochos as well. Small amount of pivot and smaller steps, but we're still leading these with the chest. And of course we can also do the cross as well from outside system going into the cross, and then we can do a lot of small crosses forward and back. So a lot about Milonga is having fun with it and just seeing what you can come up with. So now on to Monday class. So last Saturday on Strictly Come Dancing, there was the first Argentine tango of the series performed by Sarah and Vita. And there was a lot of discussion on Facebook about people going, there was no Argentine tango in this. And there was plenty if you know about tango. And actually if you watch the full routine and you break it down, there's a lot of stuff that you can improvise and lead. So I think people got hung up by the fact that there was this intro with the lift on the bed and go, that's what Argentine tango. Well, no, it's a show dance.
But then show tango is a valid form of tango in itself.
Yeah, and also people say it doesn't have the essence and all that sort of stuff. However, when you actually they got into holds, so they started off with a sedenta lift. So we covered that on last week as well. And the first thing they did was actually go into an external cadena. So again, people may not recognise this as an Argentine tango step because many people don't teach them and many people cannot do them. So to this, we need to get into the cross system on the dark side. So the way they did in the dance was actually for the leader to do a little back cross to change their weight, so they were coming with their left foot into the space left by the follower's left foot. And then he was stepping around to the side. So in the dance, we would say that the tango wasn't performed that well, and it was overmarked, because they could have made more of this by stepping into the space so the follower gets this front baleo, and then the leader stepping back and around the follower, ready for the next one. So these are external cadenas, or an external chain. So we did a few of those, so we ended up doing about 2 or 3, not quite sure how many did the actual routine. And then as we take the follower out, as she steps forward, she got twisted motions. This is like a forward ocho. So we can take her into a soltada, which is what they did in the routine. So in the routine then, they did something that we didn't quite like, which was a side step out and some taps behind. What we did was take this to a side step and into a cross, which was a later part of the routine. So we were stepping outside the follower, so an outside step, again, a tango step, into a front cross, being led with the chest. Again, we taught this a few weeks ago. And then pivoting her out into a forward archer. So again, in the routine, what he did was actually do a mirage archer where he stepped backwards and then had space to decorate. And I think he was aiming for a cicada in the routine, but the follower rushed the step, or he was a bit slow, which meant he missed it, and it became an alternation. So we led the cicada where we stepped through our follower's legs to cause the cicada, and then picking back up with the routine, there was a nail. And then coming back up from here, there was a leg wrap. So we can either bring this straight on if we were doing Soto Tango, or the way they did it was actually more to the side, because when he flicked her off, they did a series of walk backwards to be able to go into a lift. So again, we did do the lift, but we won't show it in these videos because we don't want people just copying these and just getting injured. So we talked about the importance of the pivot on this. So from this series of quick back steps, actually what we can do is just send the follower's leg up and then back into, it was a back lunge in the actual show routine. From here, where did they go then? They did a series of little layers, so we mimic these with the back and circle ones, and the leader is also matching these to get into a double gancho. From there is into Americana position, and then there was a bit in the routine which I didn't think was very nice, which was basically a very quick grapevine. So they were doing this down the room, which is a bit like a linear hero, but it's maybe taken from another dance form. So what we would have done is, if we were choreographing it, was first of all we might have put like a ballroom tango style move in, or we would have done a little snake where we just pivot in and do it that way. So that's what we taught in the class. Finally, we taught hero, which again was done quite badly in the routine because there was a lot of very small steps and she wasn't really travelling with it, but they would use that to get into a final leg wrap where the leader then turns and sends her up into a lift. So again, lots of content in that routine, and we taught how to lead and follow this, and we were giving people in the class freedom to lead and follow it, how they wanted to add their own bits, depending on what feels natural to them. Anyway, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in another video very soon. Thank you for watching this Urban Tango Nights recap. If you like these videos, please subscribe to our channel by clicking the logo. You can find more of our class summaries down here and other videos of us dancing tango over here. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Meetup. Links are in the description below, and you can also subscribe to our newsletter using the link below.